Hey guys, Max 2015 here. It's another night of Boom Beach. I wasn't intending on recording right now, but then I got a few easy wins, so I thought maybe I'll just share those with you guys because I wanted you guys to see that even at 1694 victory points, which by the way is my all-time high, I'm pretty close to that 1700 victory point mark. That also coincidentally puts me at number 2 in the US, which is the highest I've ever been. And as far as global, I think I'm up to 14 in the world. So 13 people still ahead of me, which is pretty awesome, knowing that there's only a handful of people, above me in the whole world, which is pretty crazy. But anyhow, we have full boost, 4 offensive statues. Oops, not boost. Four offensive statues going in. Here are all my attacks. And notice that I haven't failed too many times, except for this one base here, which is taking me a few tries. And I have yet to beat him. He's right here. It's a 10 ice statue, so it's quite a bit of a challenge with a laser beam. 10 ice statues right there. Only the masterpieces are boosted, but still, it's still quite a lot. I guess it's the equivalent of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 boosted ice. So, not to be taken that lightly, but I have a feeling that I can beat him because I'm getting pretty close, but not quite yet. So if I get to beat him, then I'll share that with you guys. So the first base that I attacked was Uncle Tio here, but he's done with his push. He has a full 10 offensive statues right now, so no ice. So it was a super easy base to attack. Man, that volume was really loud. And I went in with 10 grenadier medics because I was just finishing Dr. Terror also, or Dr. T. We don't call him Terror anymore. But we can just go very quickly so you guys can see. Me being full boosted with my 4 offensive statues and this base having absolutely no eyes, it was just, it was just for fun. And it's been a long time since I attacked any base with grenadiers, just mainly because it doesn't really work anymore at this level, at least not with the statues I have. But it was fun to do it, and since it's already on the playlist, I'll just put it in here very quickly. It's all about flaring carefully. Really, I don't think we can learn much from it anyway. It was just for fun, but it was an easy, free 2 victory points, so I was very happy to get that. After that, I switched out to RZCM because that's what all of these bases needed for the rest of the night. So this is basically going to be an RZCM video. So this base, again, super easy. 2 ice statues and only the 1 defensive building damage was boosted. So I took down the 2 rocket launchers with minimal gunboat energy. I think 1 barrage and 1 artillery was more than enough. So I even have enough to splurge on extra artilleries to finish off those mines. Put down the troops, let them kind of just take down 1 or 2 buildings in the front there. Was it 1 or 2 buildings? Oh, 3 buildings. So that gold storage and the iron storage as well. Smoke them all the way behind the rocket launcher. We can go 2 times the speed. And I think all the attacks tonight are going to be pretty similar. Let them kind of regroup. I was a little bit off with the smokes, but who cares? I think I went a little bit overconfident because the base was kind of easy. So anyways, there goes the last rocket launcher. Critters in the center, and it was a doom cannon, which for rifles really isn't that big of a deal. So, and in this instance, I went with 2 boats of medics and 2 boats of Zookas. Kind of just let the troops spread out. I didn't like that these buildings were here, so some of those troops went a little bit too far back, but anyways, nothing much you can do about that. I knew I was going to take the base down regardless. I just didn't expect to have so many losses as far as casualties. But anyways, as long as we took him down, it was fine. We can go 2 times the speed. Again, not too much to see here. These are actually pretty easy raids. The last one is a little bit better. And a medkit in there too. Trying to save up a few of those rifles. So that was all. Hub C. Right, next base. I think the base got a little bit progressively harder. So this one had 4 ice, but only 1 masterpiece was boosted. And I don't know what was he thinking with the positioning of that one, the shield generator in front of the HQ. He's just asking to be raided. Anyway, this time I took down the shock launcher on the left side and then the rocket launcher on the left side as well. I left the rocket launcher behind the HQ because I could shock that along with the shock blaster. No problem. So that seemed like a better idea. So put down the 3 rifles. This time, again, we went with 2 boats of Zookas and 2 boats of medics. I will eventually switch out to 3 boats of Zookas and 1 boat of medics. Anyways, just let the troops kind of just eat up at the base little by little. Again, I wasn't too concerned because he didn't have a lot of ice. at all, and I am going full boosted, so I was pretty full of confidence still. Yeah, just kind of let the troops spread out really nicely. The wall of rifles is pretty thick still, although when that shock blaster started firing, I had to start shocking it and throwing critters right on the HQ. Also, I know I said I was gonna shock the rocket launcher and the shock blaster, but at this point I kind of needed to shock that flamethrower next to the blaster first, because that thing would actually do more damage to my rifles than the rocket would. So that's why I kept on throwing the shocks right on it. By now, you see what I meant by having the shield generator right in front of the HQ. I mean, the troops would just take that out, and now the shield is completely naked, and Zookas are starting to shoot at it already. So there we go, shock the shock blaster and the rocket launcher, as we mentioned. And we only had a small amount of Zookas shooting, but it certainly was enough to take down the HQ. A medkit just to help some of those troops in the front there. Another medkit, and then the HQ went down. So that was also another easy base. I love it when I get easy days like this, because sometimes, I'm telling you guys, it is just an absolute dread to go for to just play, because you just know you're going to encounter tough bases and you just don't want to play. So when you do get days like these, I really, try to take advantage of it. Unfortunately, easy days, easy maps like tonight, they only come like once every 3 weeks or so. So that means for the remaining 20 days out of the 3 weeks are all difficult bases. And sometimes, only one time though, since I started the push half a year ago, one time, one night, I went in full boost, 4 offensive statues. I attacked all the bases on the map, and I couldn't defeat a single base, not one. That was probably the lowest I've ever felt during this push. It was just, it destroyed me for like 3 days. I couldn't play for a little while, but eventually you kind of get over it. That's all you have to do. For the most part, I am able to take out a couple of bases, and then on great days like tonight, I can take out most of the bases, which is the best part. I can't recall a single day, maybe once or twice only, where I was able to clean the entire map out of PvP bases. Anyhow, this base, 3 ice statues, all of them boosted, so like I said, they do get a little bit more challenging as we go along. I kind of always go from the easiest base and make my way up to the toughest ones first. And then anyways, just let the troops spread out. You guys saw that I picked a nice strategic spot to park my troops next to the rocket launcher, sorry. And then just kind of let my troops do it. This time I have more troops than the base from before, and this base had more ice, but anyways, it worked out well, so I was glad. A medkit again in the end helped save some of those rifles there. So nice, few nice attacks. I wish every night could be like this. I can't wait to be done with this push, so I can just enjoy the game and not have to stress about it. Alright, Saheb's base was next. This one had a little bit more ice, 7 ice statues, although only the masterpieces were boosted. So not that big of a deal, although he did have that one laser beam, which is always a problem with RZM, but anyways. So 1 barrage, 3 artilleries on the first rocket, and then 2 barrages, 1 artillery for the rocket launcher with all the way in the bag. Put down the troops nice spread out, because I wanted them to form a long wall along the shore there, which is exactly what they did. And then just kind of let them group up there, try to hold off from those, put in the critters as long as I could. I think there goes the critters, mainly to distract, to get the laser beam away from pointing away from the troops. I smoked on that flamethrower, try to save a couple of guys in there. And the good thing is that I was able to shock the shot launcher and the laser beam at the same time with 1 shot, so that worked out pretty nicely. The 1 rocket launcher in the front, it was doing some damage, but not too much, and because it was fairly close to the shore, I knew the troops were going to take it out right away, so my main focus was on the shot launchers and the laser beam, obviously. Laser beam being the worst of the 2 things. So more critters on the opposite direction of the troops, so that laser beam would just start firing away from the troops, which is exactly what it did, and it worked out pretty good. Down here, I was getting concerned because of that 1 flamethrower, and there was an insane minefield, and there were 6 mines, 3 patches of 2 mines each. I had nothing else to throw at it. I just had to let my troops eat them up, and and you guys can see I lost all of my rifles down there. So that was pretty brutal. I had to throw a shock on that mortar because I knew that mortar was going to kill the Zookas, and I needed at least a handful of Zookas to finish up the base. Right here, I was semi-safe. The boom cannons were shooting, they were well within range. However, they shoot pretty slowly, so I had a fair amount of Zookas. I was kind of hoping those Zukas in the top there would finish off the shot launcher, which they did. And after that, one shot, and then the Hail Mary pass right on that boom cannon, because obviously it's the thing, the defense that had the most range. Just as soon as they took him down, then we're gonna flare down to the corner. We can go 4 times the speed here. To down one of the machine guns, and then we flare to a safe spot. The mortar was fixated on some of those medics, but eventually everybody was out of range, so we did really well, and it was just a matter of time. I think by the time I got here, I had like 1 minute and 30 or 20 seconds left, so more than plenty time for those Zukas to finish off the HQ. And I have about 11 or 10 Zukas. Actually, I think almost exactly 10 Zukas. So that was, what was that, like the 5th base? 2, 4, 5th base, yeah. And then after that, I lost a few times to the base that I showed you guys, the 10 Eyes. And then I took down Allure Hey Hey just recently, just 19 minutes ago. Allure had been #1 in the US for a long time, and I finally got to pass him. I did pass him yesterday for the #2 spot in the US, just for like 10 seconds, and then he started pushing again, and he passed me again. But it seems to me like he might be done, because only 4 out of his 6 statues are boosted. So, I mean, to me, it seems like it's pretty much done right now. I wish he had less statues boosted, but anyway. So take down one of the rocket launchers on the left there. Put down the troops, let them gather up, and take down the sniper tower. It's kind of late now. Sniper tower, and then flare them right next to the rocket launcher on the top there. They will still be within the blind spot. And that smoke here kind of got split out a little bit too much. A few of those Zukas kind of paid the price. But again, try not to freak out. Nothing you can do, just let them eat those bullets and just move on with the attack. As the smokes were about to clear, we throw some critters, shock on the mortar and flamethrower, and then shock the machine gun in the bottom there, along with the rocket launchers, of course. Critters right in the center to distract those shot launchers, and that worked out beautifully. And I have a gazillion troops just spreading out there, taking down that HQ. The problem, I thought they were going to take down the one shield generator in the bottom right here a little bit quicker, but they didn't. They took their sweet ass time, so that kind of prolonged the raid a little longer than I wanted to, but it didn't matter because they were getting a lot of good gunboat energy, and I could just keep on throwing things right on the HQ. So critters, shocks. Obviously I shocked the mortars first because those things can just one-shot my rifles. But as soon as the second shield goes down, it was just, smooth sailing from here. It was just a little matter of time. I had a good amount of troops shooting in here. I was full of confidence, so much that I just threw a barrage at the end there just to rub it in. But that was probably the best win of the night. And well, I still have a couple of bases that I do want to try. I still have 2 bases, mainly this one with the 10 eyes. I do want to take him down, this one here, because I know I can do it. And then I have 2 more bases over here. Let's see if we can do it. If not, then I'll still be happy because, victory points are still pretty good. But if I do so, then even better. If I can manage to take down those 3, those are the last 3 bases on the map, and then I can get to 1,700 victory points. If not, we'll do that tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll, just excited to do it. All right, guys. So hopefully you guys like the attacks. Hopefully you guys just are still playing the game, and I'll see you guys next time on Max 115. Till then, bye.